No, at the top. Sorry. It's not. It's top.
Good evening, good afternoon, prospective S.E.P applicants. I am Paula Borden, Ms. Borden, and I serve as the director for the Science Enrichment Preparation Program. Before I go into the nuts and bolts of the presentation, I first would like to thank you so much for your interest in the S.E.P program. Hopefully this will be a great way for you to learn more about the program, and it also will be a platform for you to be able to ask questions. So if you have a Gmail account, feel free to send us emails. We will be able to respond live. If you do not have a Gmail account, then if you go to sepprogram@unc.edu, we'll be able to answer your questions live on that platform as well. So bring on the questions. We're more than happy to answer those for you. So again, I'm Paula Borden. I serve as a director for the S.E.P program. For those of you that may not be familiar with our office, S.E.P is a part of the Carolina Higher Education Opportunity Programs Office. It's very specific to the North Carolina Health Careers Access Program, also known as NCHCAP. And the mission of the NCHCAP organization is to increase the number of students who are educated, trained, and ultimately employed in the health professions. In the health professions, certainly that covers a wide range of health careers. So we work with students who are pre-med, so they plan to apply to medical school, but it also includes dentistry, pharmacy, physician assistant, nursing, public health, veterinary medicine, really you name it. We want to work with you in terms of supporting you academically and providing career guidance so that you will be a competitive applicant when it's time for you to apply to a health professional school. So now that you've had a chance to learn about the NCHCAP organization, I'm going to transition from you seeing me face-to-face into the presentation. And again, at any point, should you have questions, please direct them to sepprogram@unc.edu. Just one moment, please. Great. So again, we're officially beginning the Science Enrichment Preparation Program presentation. As you can see, the S.E.P program is a signature college outreach program for the North Carolina Health Careers Access Program, which is a part of the Carolina Higher Education Opportunity Programs Office at UNC Chapel Hill. Now, for anyone who's participating in this live video session, I have no doubt that preparation is something that's very important to you. And I'm glad that that's something that's on your mind, because just as you are a bright, well-rounded student, you always have to remember that they're bright and well-rounded students, not only on your respective campus, not only statewide, not only nationally, but internationally. So preparation is key to being able to have, again, what I refer to as the competitive edge for successful admission into health professional school programs. So let's talk about preparation in the S.E.P program. So S.E.P is a wonderful program for providing you academic preparation in the classroom. So over the course of the 8-week program, students will take 4 core courses. Those courses are in human physiology, organic chemistry, physics, and biostatistics quantitative skills. The reason why we offer those 4 courses are because those are oftentimes gatekeeping courses for many students. So as you may be aware, organic chemistry and physics, for example, can be really tough courses to navigate through successfully. So with S.E.P, we offer those courses because it provides a safe environment for you to be quizzed and tested, and our goal would be, and hopefully your goal as well, is that ultimately when you return to your home institutions in the fall, you will be very well prepared to be successful in each one of those courses. I'm going to highlight physics even more so. So for example, if you've never taken physics before, over the course of the 8 weeks, you'll be quizzed and you'll be tested so that when you return to your home institution in the fall, or you take that course in the spring, you understand the language of physics, you understand kind of the nuts and the bolts of physics, you've been quizzed, you've been tested, and again, you should be well prepared to be successful in physics when you return to your home institution. Now, for some of you, you may be thinking, well, I've taken, and let's use physics as an example again. If you've taken any of these courses before, that's okay. What I tell folks is, unless you scored 100 in that course, there's still a learning curve. So what you should do is, if you did not do as well as you would have liked to in those courses, S.E.P provides a great platform for you to be quizzed, tested, and ideally to perform more strongly than you did when you took it at your home institution. So understand that this program is really meant to position you, whether you've taken the courses before or whether this is your initial exposure. It's really designed to position you for academic success. In addition, in terms of those courses, at the end of the program, you'll receive a transcript, and that transcript will reflect how you performed academically, A through F, very consistent in terms of what a transcript would look like for summer school. That transcript may be forwarded to any health professional program in the United States that you would apply in the future. So for example, if you plan to apply to medical school, then what you would do is you would contact me, and ideally we would have been in contact with each other since you graduated from S.E.P. You would ask me to write a letter of recommendation and to upload a copy of your S.E.P program transcript. Once you have AMCAS, you provide my contact information to AMCAS. AMCAS will send me a link. And once I have that link, I would be able to upload your transcript along with the letter of recommendation. And we provide both of those pieces because we want to talk about how you did academically, yes, but we also want to talk about you in terms of your soft skills. Were you on time for class? Did you meet with your faculty, during faculty office hours if you had questions? Were you meeting with, for our program, we call them program assistants, but it's the same concept as a TA, the teaching assistant, to ask for help. So again, the program is really designed to support you from in the classroom to even outside the classroom. So I just want each and every one of you to be mindful that you'll receive a transcript and how that transcript can really help you to have that competitive edge. All of our faculty members have their PhDs. Most of our faculty have quite a tenure in terms of working with the S.E.P program, so they love the students and they're very committed to it, and they certainly bring wonderful skill sets and expertise to the program. And we also have program assistants. So we have current health professional school students who's assigned to each one of those courses that you would be taking, and they are there to provide you additional assistance outside of your faculty member. You can ask your program assistants questions at any point in the classroom or outside the classroom, and our program assistants have built-in hours in which they work with students. So every Tuesday and Thursday evening is a time for our S.E.P scholars to be able to meet with program assistants and ask them questions related to their specific class that they are providing support to. So we want you to do well, and we are there's an infrastructure in place to really help you to be successful. This is a picture of some of our S.E.P scholars in the classroom. I think that year they were over in the School of Public Health. So it just kind of gives you an idea in terms of what they were doing in the classroom. In addition to the 4 courses that I spoke about and the backgrounds of the faculty as well as with the PAs, another component to S.E.P is test preparation. Statistically, research supports that the earlier students are exposed to the GRE, to the MCAT, the DAT, the PCAT, etc., the more successful students perform. So during S.E.P., you have an opportunity to work with Princeton Review or Kaplan to receive test prep instruction. During the program, you will have a chance, you'll receive educational supplies, and those materials are yours to keep after S.E.P. So in addition to the instruction, you will receive materials, and those are all up-to-date materials that you can use post your S.E.P. experience. We also believe in counseling and wellness. So all S.E.P. students will meet with me at least one time over the course of the summer to talk about how you're doing, not only in S.E.P., but how you feel you're doing at your respective institutions. We'll not only talk about your grades, but we'll also talk about your health career interests and what you're doing well or what areas you might need to refine a bit in order to have that competitive edge. Exposure, again, another very important aspect to the health professions. For some of you who apply to the S.E.P. program, you may know beyond a shadow of a doubt exactly which health professional path that you plan to pursue. For others, you might be more so in the exploratory stage, and either one of them is fine. But over the course of the 8-week program, you're going to receive a lot of exposure. You will tour all of the health science schools on UNC's campus. We take our students to Duke University School of Medicine, the National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences, and North Carolina State University College of Veterinary Medicine. Exposure is very important because at the very least, if you do know which pathway that you plan to pursue, it's also important for you to be able to recognize the intersectionality between which pathway you're pursuing and how you will partner with other healthcare professionals in order to provide that quality experience for your patients. So exposure is a significant, a very major component to the S.E.P. program. We also have experts who will come in and speak to you about what they do. You will hear from researchers. You will hear from an individual from Duke Physician Assistant Program, so the Duke PA program, the founding program here in the United States. You will hear from someone from UNC's Physician Assistant Program because it's brand new, so we want to make sure that you have exposure as well. So again, the program is all about really making sure that you're making an informed decision with regards to which health professional pathway that you plan to pursue, and understanding the importance for intersection in which healthcare is not just one discipline. Pharmacy, dentistry, medicine, nursing, all of those individuals, for example, work together to provide a quality experience for patient care. This is an example. These are two of our S.E.P. students who are in the process. They were shadowing at the time. Both of them have been accepted to dental school right now and are doing very well. So shadowing and networking. It's one thing to say that you know that you want to be, for example, a pharmacist. It's another thing to go into a pharmacy and to be able to see what that pharmacist does on a day-to-day basis, or to go into that clinical setting and see how the pharmacist works with the patients. So part of the component, or one of the components for S.E.P. is shadowing. And that will really help you to decide if that's the specific pathway that you're interested in or not. A popular example I give, it has to do with pediatric medicine. There's a difference between loving kids or having an affinity for children versus working with children as a pharmacist, because oftentimes when you work with children, they're scared, they're not going to sit still, their parents may be afraid. There are a lot of dynamics to providing that quality care. So through shadowing, students are really able to witness the profession firsthand, to ask questions to experts who are in the field, and to get exposure in a number of clinical settings. Networking is also another great component to the S.E.P. program. It's through these tours and these seminars, it provides an excellent opportunity for students to be able to network with administrative leadership in the health professional schools, to network with current health professional students, to network with the NCHCAP staff, because all of us are certainly committed towards your progression into the health professions. So it's a great opportunity to build relationships. There's also a signature program that our S.E.P students participate in every summer, and that's the Larry D. Keith Health Professions Recruitment Fair. And during the recruitment fair, you'll have a chance to meet with recruiters from all across the United States who are there to get to know you better, ask you questions, and just to make sure that you're really informed about their specific universities and the programs that they offer. So there is power in networking, and S.E.P certainly provides an excellent platform for you to develop relationships and then to continue to nurture those relationships post the program. So certainly there are a lot of perks that come with being in the S.E.P program. I'm going to share with you just a few. One is a competitive stipend. We want to make sure that we remove as many barriers as possible for our participants. So you do not have to worry about how am I going to be able to afford this summer program, or how am I going to be able to afford paying for food. The program will provide you a competitive stipend that will factor in 3 meals a day, as well as covering expenses for what we consider to be small miscellaneous expenses. An example would be if you were to shadow and the practitioner or the environment wanted you to wear a white coat. If you do not have that, you can purchase that white coat out of your S.E.P stipend. Or if you don't have business casual attire, out of the S.E.P stipend, you'll be able to afford something where it would be appropriate in terms of working in the business environment. We also provide free on-campus housing for students, so you don't have to worry about where you're going to stay or how you're going to be able to afford your participation over the course of the 8 weeks. Students live on campus, and they're actually required to live on campus over the course of the S.E.P program. And all educational materials are provided free of charge to students. Examples would include textbooks, organic chemistry sets, scientific calculators. Anything that you would need for your coursework is provided to you on day one when you move in on campus, again, to remove any and all barriers so that you're able to participate in the program and be fully immersed in the S.E.P experience. So I've talked a little bit about being in the classroom and the courses that you would take over the 8-week program, but I also want to emphasize that S.E.P is a lot of fun, and it's a great opportunity to create a network and family, a community essentially, with your fellow peers. This year we will accept, I would say, an average somewhere between 45 to 50 students. And on day one, oftentimes you come in and no one knows each other and everyone's quiet. And by the time the program ends at graduation, they're hugging, they're kind of reflecting on the great experiences that they've had over the 8 weeks. So the program is a lot of fun, and it certainly is about creating community. And we even have a volleyball tournament where the students compete against our program assistants and faculty. So it's a lot of fun. We want you to enjoy the summer, and hopefully this helps to recap what I've just said. It's about building friendships who have similar dreams and aspirations. We have a talent show where we compete with the other summer programs to showcase your talents. It's a competition, and S.E.P consistently wins, so there's a lot of pressure for our incoming cohort. And we also participate every year in the Susan G. Komen Race for a Cure. It's a great way to give back to the community, and we serve as volunteers. And from beginning it to end, from setting up to breaking down, we're a part of the Komen Initiative, and again, supporting such a wonderful cause. Program eligibility. So it's important, if you have not started the S.E.P application, or if you're in the process of, just to make sure that you meet all the program requirements. So you must be a current sophomore, well, you would be a current freshman or sophomore. You would need to be enrolled in college or at a community college, or be a senior in an early college program. You are required to have completed a minimum of 3 hours in chemistry, biology, and any college level mathematics, and have earned a 3.0 science GPA or overall GPA. As you can see, as noted on the PowerPoint, the average GPA of the students we accept is about a 3.4 to a 3.5, and you must be a U.S. citizen to participate in the S.E.P program. The online application is pretty straightforward in terms of just asking you demographic information about yourself, leadership, extracurricular activities that you've participated in the past. Again, I think that's pretty straightforward, but certainly should you have any questions at any point, you can always contact myself or Ms. Hughes. There's a personal statement. We do require a letter of recommendation who can come from anyone who knows you well. They could be a faculty person, or it could be a mentor, an advisor, your supervisor, for example. And we also require what we call faculty appraisal forms, and those must be completed by science faculty. If not faculty, let's say you're at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, and you might have been one of 350 people in the classroom, and you don't feel that your professor may know you better, well, but you have a good relationship with your TA, it's fine to get the faculty appraisal form from your TA. So again, it could be from a faculty member, from an instructor that you've had, or a TA, but it must be specific to science curriculum. An official transcript and financial information. We do require your financial information because part of our focus in terms of the students that we serve are students who have financial hardships. So that helps us to verify eligibility, and a headshot, a photograph. And I always want to have everyone be mindful that, you know, this is a summer program that you're applying for. You always want to make sure it's a conservative photograph, preferably a headshot that you would upload as a part of the application process. The program dates are May 21st through July the 15th, and the application is due on March 4th, 2016 at midnight. So the application will close at midnight, so it's very important that you submit all of your, at the very least, all of your online materials by that deadline. The postmark deadline is March the 4th. So that means that as long as you went to the post office and had your materials sent to us on March the 4th, then you will be fine. So hopefully this really helps. This presentation has helped to provide you a backdrop and an overview of the S.E.P program and the various components that it entails. Again, at any point, should you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact myself, Ms. Borden. Again, I serve as the director for the S.E.P program, or my colleague, Ms. Portia Hughes. Ms. Hughes serves as the program's officer. She works very closely with the S.E.P program and may also be a wonderful resource should you have any questions. And you certainly may direct your questions to sepprogram@unc.edu or call 919-966-2264 should you have any questions. We look forward to receiving your application materials, and we wish you the very best in the application process. Thank you.